Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Somesh and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just gonna break down my day. I made a little over $22,000. At one stage I was up actually $27,000, but I think the problem came, I got caught on SPX. If anybody here trades SPX, you guys might know it's really it's one of those names you can be up for 4,000 and now you all of a sudden you're down 2,000. So I gave back like 5,000 gains on SPX. It just like happened so quick. I couldn't get filled and stuff. But anyway, without wasting any time, let's jump into my trading day. What my thought process was. Why did I take those trades? What was I thinking? What were the mistakes I made? And all sort of things, right? Because there's a lot of emotions that goes into the back end of trading, and that's how you're able to perform. So let's talk about the trading day today. So this was my one of the trades in the video. So I made a little over $4,000. This is TradeZella, by the way. I really love this platform. It's really clean, makes life so easy. So anyway, $4,000. I paid over 65 commissions, but the 40% gains. This is really good. That was like something, I always look for myself. Me personally, I'm not one of those people who look for 100% gains and stuff. I look for small gains and I'm happy. But today there was a lot of opportunities in the market and I caught some 100% plus, even 150. I caught SPX 200+% returns. But let's just talk about this trade for now. And this is NVDA. I got like 40% move. I dumped like $10,000 in it. It was really good play. Let's talk about the entries and exits now. Okay, so the only thing that I don't like about this play, before talking about the entries and exits, is that I let my emotions take over and I was expecting for more, even though I could see that there's a big sellers sitting there and I should get out, but I let my emotions take over and I didn't respect my stop loss as such. But it's a little bit of, I was able to realize it in the real time, and then I fixed the problem. So it was like not bad as such, but let's talk about it. So this is the thing that I don't like about it. At one stage on this trade, I was up 6,000, and I think I took some profits right around here, and then I was able to close it still pretty good. But anyway, let's talk about the Zeller insights, right? So I need to maximize my profits. It says you aren't maximizing your profits for the trade and seems to be leaving profits on the table. At one point you were up $6,100, however closed at $4,030, giving away more than 50% of the profits. Now if you look at this number, I gave back more than 50% of my gains. Now if you look at this number, you're like, whoa. Now things click. Now you did something wrong. Now only way you can fix is if you know what you did wrong. So now I know that this is my problem. I should have realized it in the real time. But okay, let's talk about the trade first things first. So this was NVIDIA. There was a chart looking like this. Anyway, we had a gap. The first thing that kind of got me excited about this play was the gap that we had right around here. If you see this gap, this was a gap. So I was watching this gap today. Also, it was very strong yesterday. Had a lot of green bullish volume and opened very good. So all right, jump to the 60-minute chart, and okay, so this is the day I took some trades. All right, so this was the level, hourly level, which was taking us to the gap, right? So what ended up happening now on a 5-minute chart, if you see, is we were making this flag. Let me jump on a 1-minute chart so I can zoom in. So we were making this flag. We made a bullish move with a lot of volume. We made a bullish move and then we started forming this flag, right? Now we started forming this flag. So here's my thing. So I really love trading. I'm not a big fan of breakouts as such. I'm not a big fan of breakouts, but there was an hourly level sitting right here, and what we did, we started consolidating before the hourly level. If it would have been just like straight, I would not have taken this play. Now, because we started consolidating before the hourly level, there are more chances that after the consolidation it can break and actually can be can hold. Otherwise it's a fake out, you get caught up in the shit, you don't want that. So the best thing that I like was we were seeing some consolidation, right? So we saw some consolidation and we pushed. So my entry was like somewhere 1024, we pushed, right? I took some initial profits around 1044 area, somewhere would have been right here. Now, why did I take these profits? When we broke the first time, when we broke 177, let me zoom in a little bit. When we broke 177 the first time, I saw there were a lot of sellers sitting on the tape. There were a lot of sellers sitting on the level 2, and then we rejected. Now I was like, okay, my stop loss is right below this gap area. There's a strong area. My stop loss can be right below this. But after, when we started taking over this, we took over really quick, and then we came to a stage where I was, I saw the sellers appear again. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out of half, right? I was like, okay, let me get out of half. Doesn't matter what happens, I will get out of my half, and we'll worry about everything later. So I got out of my half right here, right? And which was very, very good. To this far, everything was clean. Everything was good. Everything was clean. Very good. I was very happy with this so far. But after that, what ended up happening is we pushed. Then this came the level 179 right on the top. I saw very, very big sellers sitting at 179 on the top. I think it was like close to 12,000, 14,000 shares sitting over there. And at that given time, if you see this, 1051, and that given time, if you see QQQs at that time, 1051, you'll realize what was happening. 1051 right here, and we were approaching 303.3 previous level, 303 somewhere around that area, and that too was pushing with not that much of a volume. The red candles had more volume, so I was like getting uncomfortable already right around there, right? Now the mistake I made was I've started looking at, okay, QQQ's pushing and NVIDIA follows QQQs, so I started looking for reasons out there why this play should work, why this play would work, and stuff like that, right? I started looking for reasons. Now I should have got out, I saw big sellers, I started looking for reasons, and then when the price was coming down, I was like looking for reasons why I should stay in the trade, because the QQQ is pushing. And then I was sitting there, this fundamentally I'm doing something wrong. I'm looking at this market and I'm ignoring what's happening on the stock right now. I'm just thinking of what can happen, because I was very, very attached to the fact that we can fill this gap. But there were a big amount of sellers which I ignored. Then the sellers took over and I was still sitting in hope. I realized right around here, I'm like, I'm giving back my gains for no reason. What for? Why am I doing this? And then I saw a little bit of strength, and I was able to come out on strength somewhere around here. I exited. Initially I should have exited somewhere in this area, but the QQQ play kind of kept me in hope, which I didn't really like, but I was able to realize it in the real time, and I was able to fix it. Alright, now let's look at my second play. That was my best play so far of the week. So this play was really, really sweet, really good play. Now this play is a little bit very, what's the word, it's a bit confusing, but if you understand the fundamentals of the play, why did I take it, that'll make more sense, right? So as soon as the market opened, I think within first 1 minute I was in the play. So I made like $8,000 on it, close to 8,000. So I risked like 1360, and the rewards, that's pretty good risk to reward, nearly 6 hours. But my play was very well managed. I managed my play really well. But let's talk about this play now. So my running P&L on this was beautiful. If you see this, We went down a little bit, but we came up. Yes, I had a little bit of emotions involved, like when I gave back, came from 3,000 to literally 800s. But I knew my plan is solid. I shouldn't be looking at my P&L. My plan is solid. Everything looks good. So I stayed in the play, and it was the executions to a level which it was just beautiful, right? All right, let's talk about this play then. Let me open up Amazon. Amazon. Want today's action. Okay. Now, we jump on a 5-minute chart to showcase my play first. Right here, a huge level. If you guys can see what happened the previous time, it was a huge resistance. What happens when a resistance breaks? It becomes a support, right? So it was a huge level. So I was like sitting there, I'm like, okay, we opening above it. So far we are holding it pretty good. So far we are holding it really, really good. If you see right here, after hours we're holding it really good. Even in the before market, we're opening holding that level very, very nicely. Even yesterday we had a lot of activities around that area. So market opened above it. Now market started going down a little bit, right? So this was my initial phase. I'm like, okay, if I enter here, my stop loss being low of the day, or the low pre-market low, let me figure that out. So I basically risked, I think my entry was like this, I basically risked like 50-60 cents on this play. If you want to talk about the stock, I risked this little bit, but my executions were really, really good. I was able to get in the play, execute to the level which I was happy about, and I knew that we were very, very strong yesterday. There are big chances the momentum will keep going, but I made little 148% return on it. So this was my initial investment, 5,360. I made 8,000 on it, so I was very, very happy. Let me show you on a 5-minute chart what actually was going on here. So got in here, and I sold got in the first candle. It was beautiful entry. Got in like 40 contracts. And my exits at 10:34. My first exit being 10:34. I'll show you why I exited 10:34. Let me jump on a 1-minute chart. Okay, this is where I kind of went like little. I didn't like it. So this was my exit. Now I'll show you guys why this was a level. Alright, this was kind of a daily level from long time. This was a strong level, and I was like, you know what, we're approaching the level pretty nicely. Shouldn't be cocky and shit. So from this levels, it was like a zone-ish. So I was pretty happy about my play initially as well. So I decided to get out around those areas. Because it happened to me in the past where I ignore a level and I stay in a trade just hoping that it will break, and that ends up costing me money, right? So what happened here was we were going to that level, but on this candle we rejected that area. So when we were rejecting, I'm like, nope. I saw some sellers, I got out half my position right there. And then my next exit was at 11:01. Yeah, 11:01. So this was my next exit. Why did I exit here? I think now I'm looking back, I should have held, even if it went down, I didn't know it was going to go down. I should have had my stop loss below this in case it need to go bounce from here. But I exited a little bit before. I think I exited in this candle. I don't want to say I got shaken out as such. This was a beautiful trade, but it was just like we stopped holding this intraday level. This is the intraday level, if you see right here. So this was the intraday level. It was a resistance. We broke, became support, and now we gave up. So I exited. Now, me looking back, I think I should have held it till this point in case it had to bounce, but it was still a good trade, and I exited right here. Now let's talk about my third play, which was like so far was like beautiful play that I really like. So it was beautiful trade, man. Alright, that was SPX. Okay, now if you see SPX right here, we were in a gap. There was a gap sitting on the top. Let me show you first. Let me go back on the charts and actually show you what was I seeing. Okay, so we were very bullish yesterday. Everyone agree, right? We were crazy bullish, and everything was looking very insane. So I had this level right here. It was like kind of twice. It was respecting really good. So I had this level, and I was looking at this level like, okay, I have to be in a trade. I signaled in my mastermind to my mastermind students, and what ended up happening was we broke this. Let me show you on the 5-minute chart what happened. All right, let me first finish it. So there was a gap right here. There was a lot of activity. That's why I had this level marked up, because there's a gap, right? This all is a gap area. If you look at this all is a gap area. We don't have anything happening in this area, but there was in this zone previously we had a lot of activities going on. If you see what I mean, there was a lot of activities going on. So that kind of was like a little bit like maybe I should really watch this zone. So I was like looking forward to this play, and on a 5-minute chart what ended up happening was we broke. Let's press play. So far, okay, we broke, and I liked it, right? We broke. I liked the candle, how the candle closed, but I was in a play before this, right? I was in a play somewhere when we broke high of the day. I was in a play. We went. It took us nearly. You see what was happening? It took us like 20 minutes. We broke our next level that I had. The next level that I had, and now we are in the zone, which is a super zone, which I'm watching, because there was a lot of things happened in this zone the last time, right? So I entered somewhere here. You know, if you do SPX, you know the returns are insane, and it was 0 DTEs, so the returns were pretty insane. We entered here 39.40. Now we're sitting at 39.70. The $30 move, and now this was what actually got me like, oh my god, what's happening? But I was like, you know what, my stop loss is below this. Let's just see. But along the journey, I was selling a little bit along as we were moving higher, because I think I was in like 30 contracts. I was spaced out. I was spaced out with like 39.70, 39.50. I was spaced out in the contracts. We went, and what ended up happening? We went higher. So this is something it made me a little bit, oh my god, the volume's not catching up. Price is making new highs, but the volume's not catching up on it. And we in the zone. I don't want to stay in this play just hoping that something will happen, right? So this was where I kind of was like, okay, I should get out. I sold quite a few, but along the journey here, I got added a little bit more because I liked the way the stock was holding. I added a little bit more, not much, maybe just a little bit. Didn't add a lot of it, but I added a bunch of it right here. Now we made another high. But what happened? I'll delete this. Can't even see the price action. Okay. So we broke, but now the volume's not catching up. If you see the volume's dying, and we're making new highs. Same thing. I was like, okay, there's an intraday resistance sitting right here. What do you need to see? That intraday resistance being support, intraday support being another support. Otherwise, you need to get out. So this was my stop loss. I kept taking more profits, but this was my initial stop loss where I was like, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm too tired now. I'm getting exhausted. And what ended up happening is, bummer. I was up like 27 total on the day, 27,000. I don't know exactly by SPX at that stage how much I was up, but at this stage on the day I made an Instagram video. I was up 26,000, and around here I gave back like 5k of my profits. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get out, and I didn't even look back what happened, and this happened straight away after this. So I was like pretty relieved. This was my thought process, everything was going on, and after I saw this, and I just I was like, okay, I just saved myself. I just shut down everything, and I'm like, nope, I'm done for the day. This is it. No more trades. That's all. So this was my 3 trades that I took. Hope you guys learned something from it. If you did, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video,